Hello and welcome to Melusi's Everyday Zulu Lesson 8. It's been a journey. We are almost there. 8 out of 10 is good. And we hope that 7 before has taught you a lot and you're using what you have learned in your environment, around you, impressing people, but also just to benefit you. So I am here with Utenjiwe Mswane and she's going to be leading the lesson as usual.
Ngiyabonga Melusi. So yes, I think well done. Well done to everybody who's listened to that, who's tried to speak about the immediate past, Zulu who's tried to speak about the immediate future, and just well done to everybody who keeps coming here and listening to us and learning isiZulu with us. We are, like Melusi said, we're very close to the end, and this makes me really happy because now I can teach you. So outside of the root words that we've been learning for the last couple of weeks, again, I'm hoping that you've picked up other words. Thank you for the conversation on the chat, because then I can learn what other words people are picking up. I really appreciate that. But what we're going to then do today is we're going to speak about ubudlelwano, which Umelusi spoke to us in the first lesson. Yeah?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, but ubudlelwano, relationship, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is part of, it's not in the book, but it's we spoke about it. And so relationships. And so now for me, you're constantly interacting with people in your life. Yeah, you're interacting with your mother, your child, all of the people that are in your life. So how do we have conversations with those people, and what do we call those people is what today's lesson is about. And I'm hoping that you pick up other relationship words as you go through the week, so you can conversate with people. We're also going to do because we're speaking about relationships and you're speaking about a person. So Melusi uthi utenjiwe. When Utenjiwe does something, what do you say to that? And we recently did a past and a future tense to our actions. What about Utenjiwe's actions? Okay. So that's what we're going to do. And I hope that this lesson will be a lot of fun as we learn how to conversate with other people.
Cool.
All right.
Great.
So igama lethu lokuqala is ubhuti.
Ubhuti, yeah.
Ubhuti.
Please
tell us about it.
Ubhuti, yeah. Ubhuti is a brother, right? Mm-hmm. It's a brother. It could be younger or older, but a lot of the time it's about an older brother because it carries a lot of weight, right? Yes. And in the book I talk about that, where one of the pieces on that one is, for instance, if you're being bullied, and you tell the bully that I'm gonna go fetch Ubhuti, and then your Ubhuti arrives and the bully beats him too. So now you've humiliated your older brother by bringing him to get beaten up as well. But yeah, Ubhuti is a brother, and it's a term of endearment as well as respect.
Yes. Siyabonga Melusi. So that's what you can start calling your brothers around the house if you have them, or call your brother and say Bhuti, just so they know you know this word.
Yeah.
And our next word is umalume.
Umalume. Umalume is an uncle. Is an uncle. Umalume is your mother's brother, ne?
Yes.
Yes, Umalume is your mother's brother. So he's not just a generic uncle.
Yes.
He's your mother's brother. But also colloquially, Umalume is anyone that's your father's age. So anyone that's old enough to be your dad is Umalume. It's uncle, So and the story in the book is about how Umalume has a tough time. Umalume is particularly in the townships, where there's unemployment and Umalume is sitting at home. He finishes the kids' lunch ingredients, everything gets blamed on him. But when the kids have to get married, he's the one who still has to go negotiate ilobola, what I suppose can be called dowry or bride price, ilobola. So the story is about how Umalume doesn't get respect. He's blamed for everything, but he must still negotiate. So I was saying that if I am your Umalume, I will give you away for free.
Is why he's not a malume who negotiates. And if he is negotiating for you to marry many people, if he's trying to negotiate for a man who just has lots of cows, what would we call you?
Is tembu, is polygamy, yeah. Yeah, not my thing. One woman is more than enough. Not men enough for that. So the story in the book is exactly about that. I'm saying this stuff is for only the brave. Only brave men dare tread into this territory. You know, I find it fascinating that people fight for this and say it's our cultural right. I'm fine, you know. I'm too poor for isithembu. I just cannot. I can barely afford one wife, one family. So why would I want 3 or 4? It's insane, you know. Yeah.
I sometimes praise Tembu still existed, just because if I was married to a man who had 30 wives, he'd never see me. I'd get the money and he'd never see me.
There's that. Yeah. So isithembu is polygamy.
It is a polygamy.
Yeah.
Siyabonga. And then our next word is ubaba.
Ubaba. Yeah. Ubaba. Heavy word. It's father, but it's also an expression of respect. So even if that person is not your father, you know, just any man of stature is ubaba. Any man of stature is ubaba. And the story in the book is about the fact that it sounds like another word, baba, which is hot, spicy hot, right? So my children, whatever I'm eating, they want to eat as well. You know, so whatever ubaba is eating, they want to eat. So I've started eating hot food because I never used to eat spicy hot food. So I would then put chili on my food, hoping that they wouldn't ask to share. And they adapted. You know, so they adapted and now they eat spicy hot food. So they eat ubaba's baba food. You know? And they even say, it's baba. And then they still eat it. So yeah, ubaba. Yeah.
Outsmarted by your own.
Yeah.
What is it called? Out-tastalized. And what is our next word, Bafundi, is izingane.
Izingane and is children. So I speak a lot about my children. Children in isiZulu is izingane. The singular is ingane. So one child, ingane. Many, izingane. Yeah, so I have way too many at 3. Izingane.
Okay, and so we're hoping that you can also go around and start calling your children izingane. Yeah, so you can go and you start practicing that word. And what is it that births these children? It is umzali.
Umzali, yeah. Umzali is a parent. Umzali is a parent, and the root word is zala, to give birth. So umzali is literally the birther of the children, the one who gives birth to the children. So it commits you, you know, there's no you gave birth to these children, you brought them into this world. And so in the book I speak about how it's so accusatory, you know, it's as if you're being accused, you know. Parent is so nice. Parent, you know. Exactly. But umzali, like especially if your children are up to nonsense, you know, they say, who was umzali? Is in who gave birth to these things? But also, interestingly, on Facebook, someone once asked me, so what is an adoptive parent? Interestingly, it's still umzali. You know, we don't have a word different for an adoptive parent. It's umzali, you know. So, because a child, you're birthing them every day as they grow. You know, you are helping them become a better person. So, umzali, whether you physically gave birth to them or not.
Ngiyabonga Melus. And so, but what's interesting also with that, is that isiZulu doesn't. We don't have ideas of adoption the way that. So there's like a biological. So because, for example, with isithembu, whichever woman is. So if there are 5 women, all those 5 women are abazali.
Yes.
If there's 10 of you, there's 10 of you. If there's 15 of you, you can't go. The one who birthed me is umzali.
Yes,
because you don't experience adoption the same, and family is the same way.
Yeah.
Siyabonga Melusi for that. And who was the person who was older than umzali and our favorite person as just children growing up? It is ugogo.
Ugogo. Granny. I mean, it's interesting. My children, it took them a while to understand that their gogo is my mother. You know, they just know her as it's their granny, it's their gogo. So when I say, no, but that's my mother, they're like, no, that's our gogo. I'm like, no, that is my mother.
You are connected through me.
Yeah, I'm like, this is my mother. They're like, no, that's not your mother, that's gogo. Like, yeah, okay, but now they get it. Okay, that's your mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Siyabonga Melus. So our next word is a word that I really enjoyed reading about in the book was umuntu wesimame. And maybe just why I enjoyed it was because in all the headlines that I've ever read this in your KZN newspapers like Ilanga and Isolezwe, if you are in KZN, that would also be useful for you to try read. Is just the head, you only ever see umuntu wesimame when somebody's done something really wrong, something that people don't expect women to have done. Like
okay.
throw a child away or something.
Okay, yeah. So umuntu wesimame is a woman. But directly translated, it is a female person. So umuntu person, wesimame female. So umuntu wesimame is a female person, a woman.
Ngiyabonga Melusi. And our next word is umfazi.
Umfazi. So we've just come out of umuntu wesimame where you're like, yeah, it's positive, but umfazi,
yes.
It's wife, but it's got some negative undertones, right? It's got some negative undertones where some would say umfaz means one who will die with the truth, right? One who dies knowing the truth. So umfa relates to die, one who dies. Z relates to knowing. So it's one who dies knowing. So what people say is women, they will not tell you that it's not your child. They will die knowing that it's not your child. They will die knowing the truth and they will tell you nothing. That is the story. I don't know how true it is, if that's the root word, or it's just urban legend. That's what umfazi is. But that's the story that does the round, that umfazi is a person who will die knowing the truth without telling anything.
All right. That's not the origin of the word.
It is.
That is the colloquial understanding of it. And our next word is umyeni.
Umyeni, yeah. So umyeni is a husband. Umyeni is a husband. And the story here, funny enough, it relates to, earlier I'd spoken about how we have to navigate 21st century South Africa as Zulu or Black South Africans. And so this one is the story is an interesting mix of English and this is Zulu. So the story is about these two guys where the one guy was talking about husbandry and the other one thought he was talking about being a husband. And at the end, and things like that happen a lot because for a lot of us, English is not our first language.
Yes.
So words like husband and husbandry will confuse us a lot. We're like, but if I'm a husband, why is husbandry not being a husband? And the other one says because your wife is an animal. That's why husbandry. So yeah.
All right, siyabonga Melus. And our next word is ufuzo.
Ufuzo is a family trait. So it's something that you inherit. It could be psychological, it could be a personality, it could be biological, but it's a family trait. So when we look at you, and usually when you're doing something bad, we'll blame the other side of the family and we say it's ufuzo from your father's side, or it's ufuzo from your mother's side. But if you're great, we'll all claim that it's ufuzo from our side. Even the neighbors will start claiming that it's ufuzo from their side. So that's what the story is about. Ufuzo, a family trait.
Thank you, Mel. Interestingly, I know I look like my father, but when I made it in Johannesburg, suddenly my cousins used to say Siafana from my maternal side. And I was like, wait, never has that been a thing.
Yeah.
Our next word is inja. Inja, just because people have them as pets.
Yeah. Inja is a dog. Inja is a dog, as in canine, the animal dog. But it's a very, very popular expression in South Africa. But also, it's used similarly globally. I've seen in English they use dog the way we use inja. So sometimes it's positive, inja I am, where this is my buddy, inja I am, my dog, Or if someone dislikes you and you've done something horrible, uyinja, uyinja, you're a dog. So dogs, we love him, we hate him, but inja is a dog.
And they're everywhere. Siyabonga kakhulu Melus. So we're going to go back now, Bafundi, to so why for me this lesson was very important is because Umelus has been calling me Utenje this whole time, and I've been calling Umelusi Umelus. And only when we speak in English do we shift and I say him or his, and then he shifts and he goes she and or her. this language exists because this lesson exists because there is no she and or he pronouns in isiZulu. And you find this. So for example, if we all go to umuntu wesimame or umuntu wesifazane, you'll find in other parts of KwaZulu-Natal. So umuntu, the idea is that everybody is a human, yeah? And your gender becomes the post. So that's why I haven't done a lot of work on differentiating between the he and the she up until this lesson. So there is not, in English, and you'll find it now with the movement of trans identity, where it is politically correct, and it should be done that people ask, what is your gender pronoun? And so in the last couple of years, I've gone to people, my pronoun is u. And they go, what? My pronoun is uThenjiwe. Because that is how we identify people in isiZulu, and we do not identify them by their gender unless we need to, such as the word umuntu wesimame. So for understanding isiZulu, the concepts of he and she must be removed, and the pronoun will always be u. uThenjiwe, uMelusi, wena ekhaya, whoever you are, your pronoun is u. So what we're also now going to do is how does u, so we're speaking about another person, be it a he or she, when you want to say that person has done something, yeah? In the previous weeks, we were saying, I have done something, ngiya, yeah? Ngiya. So when another person, you're speaking about a third person doing something, regardless of their gender, would say, uya. So remember the words we learned last week. For example, qathama. You would say, uya qathama. If you want to say uMelusi uyaqathama, you can also say that uMelusi uyaqathama, uThenjiwe uyaqathama. But if you do not know my name, you'd go, so you don't go that woman, or that you say uyaqathama or uyahamba or uyalala. Yeah? So that's one of the first things that for me was important about this lesson, and that everybody remembers that. So when you're referring to people, everybody is in KwaZulu. Yeah? And then how do we say that this person has done something in the past? So Melusi, say we're speaking about, because we've been speaking about each other, now we're going to speak about other people.
Okay, cool.
And what we're going to do is we're going to speak about the person past,
okay,
and we're going to speak about the person present,
okay,
and future.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
So Uputi, if Uputi went or left yesterday,
Uputi wahamba.
Uputi
Wahamba. Wahamba.
Wahamba. Yes, yeah. Wahamba. So an immediate one. And if umalume had been otamic,
umalume waqathama.
Waqathama.
Yeah.
Siyabonga. And so are you hearing that? That's a wa, the wa sound for, but not a wa, it's a wa sound.
Yeah.
All right? And then if umzali goes to sleep,
walala.
Umzali walala.
Yeah, umzali walala.
And if umyeni listens, I don't know what happens.
Umyeni, husband that listens. Of course, they exist. They exist. Umyeni walalela. Yeah.
Are you all hearing that? So we're using the words from last week just to emphasize this. And so, Melusi, how do we have a future conversation? So what was key what we taught our is that kunongizo bazo.
Yes.
Sizo.
Yeah.
So I want you to remember the zo for an u. So every time you speak about somebody else, it's an u, and it becomes uzo the same way for the future. Yeah. So uma ugogo ezolala uthini? If ugogo is going to sleep.
Uzolala. Uzolala.
So Melusi, what would you say if you have a malume who's going to be rich in the future?
Umalume uzothakatha.
Malume
uzothakatha.
All right. Ngiyabonga kakhulu Melusi. So students, Bafundi, I hope that you've been hearing and you've picked up the differences when we're referring to a person. Please remember that what we've gone through today is that isiZulu doesn't have a he or she pronoun, so everybody is an u. And so you apply the rules of an u all the time, regardless of gender. And then what we've learned now is the past tense, which is
wa.
Mm-hmm.
Wa.
And the future tense?
Uzo.
Thank you. So what I'm hoping you can all do is that you can try and go and use the same words that we've used last week and for the past 3 weeks to use it in terms of somebody. So if you can go, ubuti uzoqathama, umalume uzothakatha, ubaba uzohamba. Yeah? So I'd like you to practice this week and then to also do the past tense. So umfazi walala. Umyeni walalela. Yeah. So everything that Melusi and I have been doing, because that then is helping you to at least form longer sentences in isiZulu. Right. So the last thing that we're going to do for Isifundo Sanamhlanje is I added inja there, so as a trick in how it is that we identify things that are not people. Yeah. So it would be inja, ikati, unwabu, things like that. So what is important here is that you must remember that if the letter next to the e, so e refers to a thing, itafula. If the letter next to it is an n or an m, inja, izo, yeah. But if it is any of the other alphabets, so ikati, lizo, it is not izo, which has been the rule. So there's a li for anything else. So ikati, lizo,
Okay.
but inja, izo. So if it has an I and then it's followed by an M or an N, then it is izo. But if it starts with an I and ends and has any of the other letters, it will be lizo. Yeah. Itafula lizowa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imamba izo. So a black mamba. Imamba izo. It wouldn't be lizo. And that has an M. And I hope you're hearing that difference. This will all be in your slides and you'll be able to see it, the differences. But that has been our lesson for today on how to identify people, but also how to identify things and say that people and things are doing actions. Yeah? So ngibonga kakhulu bafundi, please remember to practice, to really this week try and go identify those things that have an E and the things that have an U, and then try to make them active by speaking about the past and the present. Ngiyabonga kakhulu, and thank you for keeping in tune with these lessons. We really appreciate you being here.
If you're watching this on iPhone, you have two eyes. E. It's a running joke here in South Africa. iPhone within the isiZulu speaking people. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for again joining us. I hope you found this lesson useful. Remember, practice. Play the lessons over and over again, and because it's online, you can go back and reference. You know what I mean? So what Utenjo was saying to you, go back a couple of lessons. You know, go. Oh, okay. Oh, now this makes sense, you know. So you don't have to do it off of the top of your head, obviously. So go back to those lessons. But also, again, online, check out episodes of Uzalo, Isibaya, listen to Kozi FM, talk to isiZulu speaking people around you if there are any. But again, on the chat, talk to us. Post your audio clips, post your questions, post your suggestions. And if you want to, you know, anything else, the chat is there for us to communicate. Thank you. Goodbye.
Salani kahle.
Hambani kahle.